Okay, so we'll start with an introduction to Ansible, and there's a language that we need to write this automation scripts, and that's called YAML. We'll talk about that. And then we'll see how to install and how to do a configuration. Then we'll see how to do a basics demo setup. So that's what I have planned for this Ansible. Okay, so Ansible is basically a open source automation tool open source automation tool primarily used for configuration management. You can configure, you can deploy applications, and if you have tasks, you can automate the tasks. Not only for one system, you can have a lot of systems, and you can write a YAML script uh, which can execute all at the time. So if you have 1,000 servers, yes, you can do all 1,000 at a time at the same time using Ansible thing. So that's the biggest advantage of this. Uh, Ansible uses a human readable language called YAML, and this YAML full form of YAML is yet another markup language to define automation tasks known as playbooks. So these are the automation tasks are called as playbooks. Playbooks describe a series of steps that need to be executed on target machines, like installing software, can copy files, or starting services. All such sorts of things can be done using this playbook. Okay, now we'll see what is uh, YAML. YAML is a human readable serialization format commonly used for configuration files and data exchange. Okay, so few basic syntax I've just taken. So there are a lot of other things. Whole is by itself we may have to spend at least one class. YAML itself it will be, and we may need to understand the it's a language by itself. So though it's a very simple readable language, but we need to know little bit of orientation, a little bit of syntaxes to understand or to write free flow YAML scripts. Okay, so indentation is some of the basic syntax I've taken here. So indentation is basically the way the structure is organized. So what I mean is there's an if you open a YAML file, from one line to another line, there will be an indentation. And based on that indentation, the script, the YAML would identify that there is a block. So that's a block within it. So I'll open a YAML script and uh, explain that in a moment. So, you can understand like indentation has meaning in YAML. So you cannot make indentation like the way it's not, it has a specific meaning. So that's one thing that we need to know. The next one is key value pairs. All of those things, all of the things that we want to give is goes by key and value. So key value pair. So key is name. For example, if you see key is the name and value is the John Doe. So this is one example. Likewise, we can give a key and give a value to it. So you can take it and it can work based on that. And suppose if we have a list to be defined, so we can use the list by giving the by listing all of the items in hyphen. So hyphen or square brackets is the way we can list all the items. For example, the example here is fruits and apple, banana, and orange. So all of these are listed. So if you want to define any list, so we may have to use these things. Okay. Okay, so I'm moving on to the demo setup. So demo setup is this three systems here. So one is the main system where the Ansible controller is going to run. Ansible controller, which is running in 172.15.0.12. This is the one that Ansible controller is going to run, and it'll have the inventory of the clients, so, and their IP addresses. It'll also have the playbook. Playbook is what is where the YAML things are running. So YAML script is written in a file, and it is called as Ansible playbook. We can have any number of playbooks, and when we initiate the playbook, so it will execute the tasks that are, or it will automate the tasks that are present in the playbook. Okay, so two clients are here. So one is 172.15.0.11. The other one is 172.15.0.17. So three systems. So now we'll see how to install and configure. It requires a few packages. So first, I have installed these packages. YAML install Python. So maybe this is my Ansible controller. It's already installed. Next step is to install the Ansible using pip3, which is Python based installer. Already installed, but I think some updation is happening on the packages. Okay, so it's finished. Now we can go to the Ansible configuration file. It's present under etc Ansible directory. And if you see, there is a configuration called inventory, and the inventory variable is denoting a path. This is the path etc Ansible host, and this was previously commented out. I have uncommented it. That is one change we may have to do over here. The next one is host key.
You are searching this one, Alex?
Yes.
How you are doing the search? Control F?
No, not Control F. I'm pressing. It's a VI editor, so I'm pressing backslash. So the moment I press backslash, so it is coming at the bottom. The
This front slash or back slash? Okay.
back backslash. If you see the my cursor is sitting. I mean, is currently at the bottom of the screen. So I
Yes.
press as and when I press things, it will tell. So it is. I'm pressing host key. So it is highlighting the things where
So
and
it
all
will
the
go to
host
the
key.
next one, next available one.
Yeah, N. I have to press N. After pressing enter, I have to press N, and it's showing all the places where this host underscore key is present.
Then escape.
Yeah, so if I want to done, so if I'm done with that, so I don't need to do anything. If I want to search something else, then again I have to press backslash and then say ABC list,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, host key checking. Host key checking is equal to false. So this configuration is meant for disabling the key-based authentication for the clients. So in case if you want to, currently I'm going with the password-based authentication, not the key-based authentication. So I just disabled it here. So to get out of that, so my output Q. I have not made any changes. If I have made any changes, then I have to put colon WQ for save and quit. So that's all the
Mm.
change that we need to do on the ansible.cfg. Next one is we have to enter the inventory. Inventory, Ansible inventory host in the host file. And so I have given a directive by name target underscore servers. So target servers, and I have given two names here. So these are my two servers or two Ansible clients. 172.15.0.11 is one. Another one is 172.15.0.17. And here I need to give the usernames and password. I have given the root username and root password. However, this is not a very good thing. We can create a new username and a new password uh, uh, for specific for Ansible instead of using root. However, I'm using the root username and the root password. Root username I have to specify using Ansible underscore SSH underscore username is equal to root. Ansible underscore SSH underscore pass is equal to, that's a password of for the root account. So both of the nodes or credentials are entered here. So
So this is for
that
the servers root passwords.
yeah, so
The host.
servers, yeah, so hosts, so the Ansible clients, so whichever clients that you want to, or nodes, whatever. So suppose in case if we
Mm.
want to have a configuration for target servers, so I have given target server, instead we can say web server. So all of the web servers we can name it over here like this, and
Mm.
group them as
Yeah.
the set for web servers, some other set
Oh.
for file servers and things like that. Can do all that. Okay. So these are the two configurations we may have to do. And next one is we may have to test the connectivity. Connectivity testing is Ansible all. Ansible all means include all of the nodes or all of the clients minus M, the modules, and ping. Ping is the action that I want to give here. So currently it has verified the connectivity between these two clients. One is running in 172.15.0.17, other running in 11, and both of them getting a success reply here. So everything looks good. So we can also check by giving command. We can also check individually as well. So we can give 172.15.0.11 minus M ping individually. Also we can check instead of all, we can give individually also we can check. Okay. We can give the commands directly over here itself. So Ansible all, and I'm minus A is an option to enter the command shell commands. I'm running a shell command here. The shell command is touch home Alex and demo. Let me change this name. 27 March 2025.txt. So this is one file that I'm creating using touch command, and I want to create this file in both the nodes, in both the Ansible clients by using this command. So I'm asking Ansible to create this file in both the nodes. Yeah, so it is run this command, and it is saying changed. So that means the thing is already happened. Whatever task that I asked Ansible to do has already done, and uh, the we can verify whether it has created this file in this location. This is the location. This is my location, and here what I asked to create is 27 March 2025.txt. So this is the file that I asked to create, which is present here. Same way, this is another file. This is the location, and here also we can see the 27 March 2025 is got created. So we can give the command directly over here. So now we can create, instead of giving the command directly over here, so we can create a sample playbook. So I have created a sample playbook. Very simple playbook. Mm, So this is a YAML file. Hash is for commenting. Comment means invalidating the line. So I have just given the target host or group. So this is comment. So minus it start with the hosts colon target underscore servers. This is the group which I had created, which refers to the two nodes. So these are the hosts that it has to take care, or it has to configure the information, and the task is given over here. So name of the task is test task, and file path is this homelx. This is a file path, and the state is touch. So this is the command that I'm asking the Ansible to create a file and give the ownership for the file, which is both Alex, and give the mode for the file as 0600. So this is a playbook that I sample playbook, and to run this playbook we may have to give Ansible hyphen playbook. So this is the YAML file. Ansible playbook is a command to trigger the automation YAML file. So I'm pressing enter here. So it is playing the job in two servers. The task is also being happened and finished the task. Change is equal to 1. So which means it has done the job. So if you go here, you can see good job.txt. So this is the file that I asked you to create. If you see here, so the mode is 600, and ownership and the group is Alex. So that all that is taken care, and let's confirm here as well. Good job.txt. So in this node also got created. So uh, it has successfully created, or it has done the job in both the nodes. Likewise, we can uh, uh, deploy some applications. We can start a service. We can stop a service. So all things can be done using this YAML by just executing this playbook. So this is a very sample demo I have given. So that's about the Ansible thing. So we may have to be familiar with the YAML here to do more things on uh, Ansible. So that's about the Ansible. So we'll move on to the next topic.
In Ansible, you will have to maintain the repository or like what, or we can point the repository, please, for the
Mm,
packages. Let's say you want to deploy the packages.
Yeah, we can do. Yes, we can. Using Ansible, if you want to deploy packages, yes, we can write a YAML script to install any packages. So simple a sample example could be so this also I can run. I can run and I can show to you. This also is a command. So there is a package called elinks. Elinks is a text-based browser, and I can run this in the
So here you are installing this one, right?
yeah, name is equal to elinks, state is equal to latest. So I'm saying yes.
So you're trying to download this in the local repository, just install it directly, no? Is what you're
Directly
trying to.
install it. Yes, directly install it.
So once you install it, how you will populate or publish it to the nodes? You can do this, or you have to make a kind of a repository where you will save all the RPM packages,
Mhm.
and then you will point this RPM to be installed in the remote servers. Is like this, or how it works?
Yeah, all can be done. Whatever is the requirement, we can do that. So basically, if you want to create a master repository, and if you want to, so for, basically for updating the repository to the nodes is not, I mean, that doesn't require this Ansible, to my knowledge.
Yeah,
So
it will be direct.
yeah, so master can be updated from the internet periodically, or every on a daily basis. We can have the master repository updated, so or whatever day period if you want, like 1 week period or 10 days period or 1 month period. So we can have it upgraded in the master repository, and the nodes can be upgraded from the local repository on some period basis from the local master repository. So that can also be written as an automated job. So that can happen automatically. So that can be taken care by means of cron job. That can be done. But Ansible is like, suppose if you want to create a web server with a specific configuration. So for example, if you want to run an Apache Tomcat, install an Apache Tomcat in all, say 10 servers are there. So 10 servers are there, and if you want to install an Apache Tomcat with a specific configuration. So to do that, so the only option that we have is to basically go to each and every 10 servers and do this configuration. Instead of that, we can have the Ansible playbook, write the YAML script, and have the web server, the Apache Tomcat web server installed on all 11 servers, all 10 servers with the same kind of configurations. So all can be done with one single script, and this will do the job of executing, installing, and configuring the Tomcat with the same kind of configuration in all the 10 servers. So
Yeah.
that
Okay.
would,
Conceptually, okay. Yeah. This is the his role. Let's say, but where is this Apache Tomcat installer files? It is in where you are saving this.
Okay, so that is actually it's going to take it from the internet. And in case if you want to take it from the local repository, yes, that can also be done. We may have to specify where it has to take the repository from the site from where it has to pick up the Apache Tomcat. So that also can be specified.
Yeah. So where is this one? This pointing, let's say. Okay, I'm saying that, for example, here in the local Ansible server, let's say the installers, for example, it is located in a specific folder.
Yeah, so the installer is located in here, no? So it is the yum.repos. So these are the repo files, all the repository files. So this one is pointing to my local thing. And if you want to have it have the internet repository, so we may have to specify the internet.
No, in Ansible, where is this Ansible? So in Ansible, let's say before you start running the YAML script or YAML job, so where you are specifying inside the Ansible that okay, this is the source, and okay, destination we saw it. The destination is in the group of
so that
hosts.
has to be done in the YAML
Yeah,
script. So
the
it's not
source.
a one single thing. So I did it here. So with this, so mostly okay. For example, maybe HTTPD. Some issue is coming otherwise.
I think -m or -a is not recognized. I don't know. So we copy this.
-a is required.
No, it should be in blue color, no? So like why it is in white. Sometimes copy and paste doesn't help. Looks like.
Copy paste may not work. Let me write all things yum.
Yeah, see now it's blue.
Yum. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the reason. Go to Linux.
State equals latest.
Oh, yeah, it is going on. It is failed to install some of the specified packages. 17 it is not installed, but 11 it is installed. 17 is this one. So here this extras things, some extra packages are here. So I think that could be the reason. 17 it is not here. So what I think is this will be executed as if it is being executed in the local server. So if I try to run it, execute this thing from here, it may not work. So that's what a yum install links. Mostly it should not work. Yeah. So whereas here it should work because yum install links. Yes, it's working here. So the Ansible is what it's doing is it's actually using the repo files in the specific nodes. So so the repo, to answer your question, the repo configuration, the repository configuration for the specific nodes have to be present in the local nodes. So based on that only, he is installing the packages.
Okay, so is it used only for installation purpose, centralized installation purpose only?
No, you can use anything. You can start HTTP service. You can stop HTTP service. You can SSH service. So many. We can
So now
take
to
backup.
synchronize the repositories. So now to synchronize the
Yeah.
repositories, can we do this?
To synchronize the repositories, we can to synchronize all the repositories. To synchronize, what the command is to, there's a, so whatever command which we can give uh, in the server can be given in the Ansible. So that's not the question here. That's not at all. That's not a problem. So this is the command here to update the repository, synchronize the repository. The command is reposync. Reposync is the command to synchronize the repository. So yes, this command can be given in the Ansible, and to which nodes all things can be configured in the Ansible. Yes.
Okay, okay. So because we understand there are differences in repositories here and there. So you can, that's why that is the reason looks like 17 is failing. Now there are some no prerequisites is available, looks like.
Yeah, yes. Because the why I have not given it here is occupying more space, so I have not the extras. The EPEL packages, EPEL repositories I have not configured here.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay. So
Yeah.
normally what you have in Ansible, if you consider in the architecture, if your sketch that you showed us, so it has its playlist, playbook.
Yeah.
What we have to actually take care of?
Playbook and inventory. Playbook
Two
and
things only.
inventory. Yeah, two things only.
So only
So
one node you should have it. So this node should have playbook and inventory separate. We have to manually create, or when you install Ansible, it will create itself the folder.
when you install Ansible, it will not create playbook inventory. So you'll have the infrastructure. We will have to create playbook is nothing but YAML. YAML
No, it
thing.
will be empty directories. No.
Yeah, the playbook. There is a utility which is present in the Ansible. The Ansible command thing is there. No, Ansible -playbook. So that's a command utility which will invoke the YAML file. So that is there as part of that. So we can create YAML, any number of YAMLs, and we can rerun those YAMLs any number of times. Suppose if you have 10 servers and 5 servers are already done, and we have just added 5 more servers now, and we have the YAML script ready now, and we want to run it. Yes, we can go ahead and run it. All the 5 servers initially which we have done will not get affected. The remaining servers only will get affected, or remaining servers only will get installed. So that's the advantage.
Okay,
So
okay, I got it. This one. Okay. I mean,
any
they
number
were
of
just trying
YAML.
to, trying to understand now when you by default install Ansible, so it will come with default, what default structure. So this structure will not be there. So like a
Will not be
playbook
there.
folder or inventory, we have to start
So if you
developing.
see here, playbook folder as such, there's nothing for playbook folder here. So okay, so this is my Ansible, and I am using all the playbooks that I've used here are stored in here only. So if you see here, there are two YAML files that I have got. So playbook hyphen underscore cron playbook underscore sample. So these two, um, you can have it in any place. That's not an issue. And I have to invoke like this Ansible playbook and then give playbook sample. Yeah, so that's how it is. So there's no specific folder for keeping the playbook, so we can have it. We can have the playbook in any folder we want, and we can run the Ansible playbook command. This will trigger the playbook part. So
Okay.
configuration for the inventory is alone have to be configured in Ansible hosts. So there are specific hosts for Ansible. So whatever host that we want to give. So this is the default file.
So,
It was just
so when you say
empty.
inventory, it is just the host list or like what?
Host list. Correct. So
This is
that's
the
a host
inventory.
list.
It means this is what
Inventory.
it means.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So Ansible is currently knowing only these two systems. So all other systems that I have in my lab is not visible for Ansible.
No, that is okay.
So only
Okay.
these two systems are visible for Ansible. So that's what it means.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to the next one, which is okay. So in this thing, we'll see what are things that we need to know or consider when we migrate the CentOS system to
Yeah, we
my.
cannot see any screen, huh?
Oh, see.
Okay, now I can see.
Yeah. Okay. Migration from CentOS to Ubuntu. So this topic we are going to see what are the things that we need to consider, or what are the things that we need to know, and what is the strategy that we can follow to while migrating from CentOS. It's not RHEL, so it's CentOS to Ubuntu. Okay, so for the agenda is actually context. We may need to understand. So the major differences between the CentOS and the Ubuntu is on the families. So this CentOS is belonging to RHEL family, and Ubuntu is belonging to a Debian family. So let's understand what are these families, and what's their differences, and then what are things that we need to consider as factors. So there is a package management difference, security difference, networking difference. These are the things, and what is a sample migration strategy which we can adopt. So these are things that we're going to see as part of this. Okay, so RHEL and Debian families. Uh, Basically, RHEL is a Red Hat uh, enterprise Linux. It is commercially enterprise focused, and whereas this Debian is community driven free software. So main difference comes in the package management. So CentOS uses DNF and YAML, whereas the Ubuntu uses APT and
Yeah, but
installation.
CentOS, we say this is also community based, no? Free.
Community. This comes under Red Hat
Yeah, but it is
community.
now saying commercial enterprise focus means so it should be normally open source, free open source, no? This CentOS.
So the
Because here we are why we are saying commercial because our understanding is like free. Uh,
free. So this Red Hat, I'm not sure about there is a difference between CentOS or Red Hat. So Red Hat enterprise support, it is commercial support, enterprise support.
hmm,
So
okay.
for example, if you adapt CentOS for enterprise, and if you want to adapt a supporting thing, so it comes under commercial.
Okay.
Okay, so target audience, here it is enterprise servers. This is you can see this word enterprise keep repeating in RHEL, and whereas Debian, it's developers, sysadmins, personal users, and enthusiasts. So release cycle is long term stable releases, paid support, paid support. So this is what I mean, paid support. Stable releases with community driven support. It's a community driven support. Uh, Community driven paid support. I'm not sure whether it will work for 24/7. That not sure. Community driven, I believe, since people across the world, across the globe working, so I think it might get community driven, but there will not be any SLA. So some trade-offs here and there will be there. Okay, so it is used on enterprise servers, cloud environments, and security. Flexible for both desktop and server use. Uh, Paid support, strong security, default, uh, conservative, stable software, offers new releases, uh, newer softwares frequently, I believe. So when you see Debian family, they keep releasing the new versions more frequently than the RHEL, CentOS or RHEL. Okay. So here the enterprise compatibility for CentOS is limited commercial support unless third-party vendors offer. Extremely stable with long-term support, highly stable, especially with the Debian's stable branch. Okay.
So in comparison, as far as your evaluation, which is more better? Okay, but not saying CentOS is now expired or not supported or not considering that one, but in general, technical point of view.
Yeah, from the analysis that I have done, so it is actually if you are doing it for a corporate environment, so they're saying that Red Hat is better. Red
Okay.
Hat, if we are going for an enterprise level, so that is a corporate thing, which I meant. If you are doing it for a local segment, then maybe for a small lab. Suppose if you're having a R&D lab and you want to isolate it, then probably Ubuntu would be a good environment because it's user friendly, very much user friendly. Ubuntu is very user friendly, and see, it's easy to configure and it's easy to work. So, and another thing is for R&D and other things. So the Ubuntu has got lot of packages. So open source packages, it has got, I mean, double the amount than the RHEL. All the open source packages are available in Ubuntu, but RHEL is very conservative. So that's what he's saying. More conservative. You will not allow any package to be part of RHEL. So, and that's how the newer releases are also very conservative. It's not frequently being released. So to answer your question, so yes, for an enterprise where we were very particular about vulnerability, and if it is in the public network, it's going to be visible in the public network and things like that. Yes, I think the enterprise would be a better choice. So this Red Hat would be a better choice, and Ubuntu probably if you are running it in a local lab or local things, so Ubuntu, or if it is a user PC, so all this user desktop. If it is a user desktop, some places if they want to do some, if they want to migrate to Linux instead of Windows, all those. I mean, for them, Ubuntu would be a good choice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so package management, both of them are having a different package manager. We'll see that moment. And these third-party packages are a little different. So RHEL relying on EPEL. So EPEL is enterprise extra packages for enterprise Linux. Extra packages for enterprise Linux. And whereas, so what I mean here is if there is a package or if it is a software or an application that is that used out of this repository, then that may not be available in the Ubuntu. So that is what it is, because that is not that was very specific to enterprise Linux. That is RHE, I mean RHEL, and it will not be available for Ubuntu. Whereas Ubuntu is having its own third-party package, which is called Universe. So so whichever packages that are using EPEL in the RHEL, we may have to take a inventory, and then we may have to see if there is an equivalent package is available in the Ubuntu, and probably we may have to carefully migrate it with a configuration, things like that. So that we have to consider it. Okay, package management difference. So here we can either use DNF install package or YUM install. Whereas in Ubuntu we have the APD install package um, for installing any package. And if you want to update it, so we can give yum update or a DNF update. But here it's a two-step process. First we may have to give apt update, and then we have to give apt upgrade. So this is a two-step process. See here also it is there, check DNF check update, check hyphen update. There is one command is there, but it's not mandatory. But this one almost says that it's better to say to follow the two-step process for upgrading the Linux. If we want to search any package, we can use DNF search package, and here it is apt search package. Want to remove any package, we can use DNF remove package. It's similar here, apt remove package. And all our repository configurations are present over here. etc dnf.repository repos.d. If you are using YUM, it will be etc yum.repos.d. And whereas apt will have this repository file stored in the under this location, etc apt sources.list. And for additional sources, we can refer the apti sources.list.d directory. Okay, so maintenance and support for packages. Two things I have given. I thought it will be useful. So if you see here, so whatever I mentioned was Ubuntu is having this many packages in the universe. Universe is a additional package, additional repository, whereas EPEL is having just 3000. And here also it's a main package. Main package we have 2300, whereas okay, so main package is having 2000, it's lesser, whereas RHL is having main packages, base OAS, AppStream, all of those put together comes under 4000 package, whereas here it is 2300. We Ubuntu 24/7 support with bug fix, so with community driven, but 24/7 is available for both. For the additional things, RHEL does not support, so that's one thing that we need to keep it in mind. So the whatever issues that we find in the EPEL repositories, we cannot go for support. We cannot get the support. It's not supported. Whereas Ubuntu all are community driven, so it's basically 24/7 support with bug fix we can get. Okay, security consideration. So RHEL has default. They have the SE Linux, security enhanced Linux for mandatory access control, and Ubuntu has similar thing called App Armor for path-based mandatory access control. Ubuntu doesn't come up with a root user by default. It brings up the sudo user instead, and it's up to us to configure the or they enable the root user and define how the root user should work and things like that. So while we are migrating, in case if some application is dependent on SE Linux, we may have to carefully consider the configurations specific to SE Linux when we migrate to Ubuntu, because they are not directly transferable. So this is about the SE Linux and App Armor. There are 3 modes here, whereas 2 modes in the Ubuntu, and policies configuration tool So there is a difference between both these things. Okay, coming to the networking, slight difference, but there is a difference. So Ubuntu has got uses a net plan. It uses a net plan that uses a YAML file for configuring the IP addresses and things like that. Whereas RHEL has a network scripts, uses IFCFG scripts. However, we can use some utilities like NMTUI and things like that, which can be an external utility that would avoid all of these differences. Firewall is different here. So the firewall that is being used in the thing is in this RHEL is firewall hyphen CMD, whereas here it is unified firewall. And commands are also different. Unified firewall, enable unified firewall, allow port, like that. Okay, so migration strategy. So if you want to now migrate from CentOS to Ubuntu, so what are the things that you can do? So this is strategy. So it's called lift and shift strategy. Uh, the many other strategy, I've just picked this up. So preparation, first thing is to preparation. So review the list of packages with the dependencies. First, we may identify what are the packages and the dependent packages that are running in the CentOS. Take the list, and then once we have that list, we may also have to have the backup of the CentOS, complete backup. You can have it. So that's a preparation thing. And coming to Ubuntu, so the next step, which is to set up the Ubuntu, install the right version of Ubuntu with the long-term support with basic settings like network interfaces, firewall, user accounts, like that. Then we can go ahead and install the software packages using the apt command. So here, the list of packages that we have here may need to be installed using the apt command. And configuration migrations. So we have the configurations present in this CentOS. So all of these configurations may need to be carefully migrated, or may need to be, sometimes some things may be same, maybe you can take it as is, or we may have to migrate the configuration step by step. So this is about the second step. And third step is data migration. In case if we have some SQL and something like that, we can simply transfer the database files from the CentOS to the new Ubuntu server. We can use tools like SCP or Sync. It's a simple file transfer, which we can transfer the files securely from one place to another place. Okay, so that's all. And once we have this thing ready, now it's ready for testing. So we can test all the applications thoroughly one by one. And once we are done, so we can decommission the CentOS. So this is the strategy which we can follow for migrating from CentOS to Ubuntu.
That's
Okay,
it.
so
So, what we will see something or no?
we are having one more topic, which is called troubleshooting.
No, I mean for this migration, we will try to do migration from CentOS to Ubuntu.
Yeah, that's it. So
No,
yeah,
I
for
mean
that.
this okay slide as a concept, yes. But as an
Uh,
action, we will do something or no?
no, you mean demo kind of thing?
Yes.
No.
It's just a slide, no? It's just a slide, no, Alex. So, but the action, we need to see the actions, no?
I don't have any specific things, no. So if you have
The same thing, the same node that we have it, the CentOS node.
CentOS node, I have in Ubuntu also, but okay. So if you see, mostly all are same only for me. If you see here, so I'll open up a Ubuntu.
The screen
And
I cannot see, yeah. Screen I cannot see the screen.
1 second.
But let's say, for example, you have an application running there, no HTTP, any web server, anything you are running there now, CentOS. For example, now let's say when you want to migrate OS from CentOS to Ubuntu.
It's very simple. It's straightforward because if you see here, from my case, I cannot demonstrate it because all of the configurations are same. So I'll show you one thing. So for example, web server. A web server I will show. So this is the list of packages. YAML list install. So in these things, we can decide which of the things are very, I mean, some of the things which we may, which we do not want to carry it to the new Ubuntu system, whichever things that we want to really require. So all of those things only we can take it. Okay, so coming to Ubuntu, so if you have systemctl status, uh, so the difference for web server in case of Ubuntu is Apache 2 systemctl state is Apache 2, whereas in here it is systemctl status httpd. Okay, so coming to the configuration file, you see etc httpd conf httpd.conf. Okay, so this is the configuration file where we have the document root, directory index, all that. Or nothing else is getting changed in Ubuntu, so only the file name is getting changed. You can see the file name here. So it is etc apache to apache2.conf. Vim is not by default, so VA is by default. So the directory, document root, so this all of these things are same. options, indexes, follow links. Here also I will show you. Directory var ww allow override. That is the same thing is here as well. This is where is our document root is configured. So under the document root, under the HTML, www.html. Under that, we have this index.html, and here also it is same. Maybe var www.html. Here also it's same. So this is running in 12 and this is running in 10. See, both are 10 is coming. Ubuntu is running in 10. This one is in 12. 12 is also coming. Messages are slightly different things. Do you have any specific application? That is what is more. I don't have a
Well, no.
database. I don't have a SQL database. I just have web server. So to demonstrate, all the things are user accounts. User accounts are there is no change. There are no other changes. The only change that we have is on the package manager. So all other remaining commands. So if you have a script, so script syntax, echo, all things are same. So we don't need to worry about all that. So you see here. So this is Ubuntu, and if you say echo, hello, how are you? That's same. All these things are same. Same. M alone would not work. Here it will work only with the APT.
Okay. Okay, so normally no. I mean, what we are expecting or what we, because slide is okay, theory is okay. I mean, the conceptual explanation using the slide is okay. But actually, we need to see in practical how, you know, like you will migrate from CentOS to Ubuntu. So from the hardware, from the OS point of view, okay, you have a CentOS server with applications running. So on the right side, you will have a fresh VM. Then you will install Ubuntu there first, right, with the latest version or required version. You will set up, you will do the installation of Ubuntu there. And then after that, you come to the application. Like, for example, in your case, you will go to the HTTP or web server. Then how you will migrate there to Ubuntu. So first you will reinstall a new, you will do the installation of the web server there in Ubuntu. Then you will migrate the configuration files, copy the configuration files, and like this kind of exercise.
That's what I can do that, Safi. Yeah, because point is so this Ubuntu is having some HTTP. Okay, I have another Ubuntu which is very fresh. So we can take very fresh installation of Ubuntu, and then we can install the HTTP server and copy this index.html file and do that. So it doesn't make much sense. I can do that. It may not take more than 5 minutes. If you want it, I can do it. It doesn't, because in your case it will not be this simple. It will not be like this.
No,
So
agree with you.
you
You
will
cannot
have
take it.
databases, you will have SQL databases, you will have to check whether some intranet website is working or not.
Yes,
Some
yes,
So
yes,
you
yes.
you will have to see
So
your
this kind of simulation, let's say we can say, this is
all
something
of
that
these
we
things
are
are
expecting to be there.
all of these
Because
things will
especially for this topic, like we struggle too much and finally end up with extra pay to Acte. So considering that, okay, this kind of migration we need to see in practice and experience it. You
okay.
get
You
me? So
want to
now, as a
no we want
conceptual one, yes. No, I
no no
mean,
we want to see.
the important point for you is, okay, web server we are referring to as one of the uh, instance. Let's say you have it in your lab. But in fact, it should be to a different level of migration, correct? As you are mentioning, database, including the other repositories, like how you will have the new repository set up between CentOS and Ubuntu. Of course, it will be different, right? So this kind of dependent factors, how you will make sure apple to apple on left and right, starting from repository, then the applications, then all the other packages that you have it.
It's all straightforward only, Shafiq. So okay, very specific, then probably may have to plan it, but it's not very different. That's
No, when
what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, when you say
So
very different, actually, I mean, we need to see this one. We need to experience. Maybe you are expert for sure, but you know this one. But our intention behind this one to add this migration topic is to actually go through this kind of steps. You know exactly what you have on let's say now in CentOS lab, including starting from repo. You have repo server, right? You have two nodes. You have application inside these two nodes. You have cluster environment there. You have Stonenet and so on. So these things, the whole things, how you will migrate to Ubuntu infrastructure.
that will take time.
Because this is what I think we are expecting, to be honest. Okay, slide wise, yes, what you have given a slide. Okay, yes, it gives you a briefing, or introduction to what migration uh, consideration you have to do regarding the
So
packages, regarding
actually,
different packages.
are you what exactly is your requirement? Based on that, probably we can plan. If you have a
No,
specific
our requirement
requirement,
is same as what we say. Now you have a system in your lab. Let's say with a minimal resources or with a minimal installation that you have done. So now in lab you have a setup, right? You have repository, you have CentOS, two nodes, you have cluster environment for these two nodes, correct? At least two, and some minimal let's say application, or maybe we can add one more free available application.
but
So
the point is actually cluster alone will take more time since you're taking cluster. So cluster creating a cluster with Ubuntu, maybe it will take more time. But for migrating one CentOS that I have to another Ubuntu, it won't take much time. It's not complicated. It's very easy. It's maybe it may be time consuming. So for installing Ubuntu, So it may take like 15-20 minutes. So afterwards, I will have to bring in some configuration file, few configurations file. So if I want to bring HTTP, yes, I can do it. If I want to bring NFS, can do it. If I want to, yeah, NFS, Samba, everything is all very same thing only. So uh, it's not different. So because I have taken classes with others also. So with Ubuntu, that's the reason I'm saying it's not different. It's not different at all. Only thing is with the package manager. So I was actually taking classes for Ubuntu only, Ubuntu students only. I was taking. So CentOS is I'm doing it for you guys only first time. So it
Yeah,
was
this
not.
will agree with. Mm.
It was not very different. So NFS works the same, Samba works the same, web server is working the same, and yeah, so firewall command is little different. So firewall is actually firewall command is here. There we have to put UFW and SSH service is same. Installing any specific packages alone, we have to do two-step installation there. To there it is just yum install and it will do the job. And yeah, so otherwise cluster, maybe cluster in Ubuntu may be a big topic. We may have to see how things to be done on a, for Ubuntu cluster, but all other things it can be done easily. It's not a issue at all. I think mostly whatever I have in Ubuntu is what I have put it in CentOS. That's how you see that the websites also are also the same pages only I have, same configuration only I have. Even Ubuntu also I have the virtual host. So all of these things are very same. Okay, no problem. So if you have any, when you do issues, feel free to reach out to me. I will be happy to help.
Okay. Okay, Alex.
Yeah. Okay, so last topic for today,
Okay.
rather for the course itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so when something goes wrong, how to go about is what I'm going to discuss, or I'm going to show to you in this slide. So first thing is some guidelines. If something goes wrong, what are things that we need to check? And second thing is I'm going to show how to uh, recover super user password or the root user password in case if you have lost it. Next one is network related issues. In case if we get into network related issues, what are the tools that we have in Linux and how to debug and things like that. Finally, we can see logs. Okay, something goes wrong. So first we may have to check the system logs that is present uh, under var directory. We have generic logs, auth related logs, then kernel logs. Maybe you might be familiar with all of this, but however, I'm just giving you a heads up. System resources df minus h is a next command to check whether we have sufficient resource. Network configuration status, we can check whether we have the connectivity like that. And if you can check a process and service status, ps minus aux command to see whether all processor is any process in hung state or things like that. And if there is very specific to any specific file or something, and check if there is a file permission is all good. Then if there is a software package installation issues, then probably we may have to reinstall, check that, and firewall settings. So these are simple uh, guidelines to check if something goes wrong, how to debug. Okay, now we are going to see how to recover a super user password in case if we lost it. So I thought of demonstrating this to you. So do you know this or you want me to see? Do you want to see this?
Yeah, please, demonstrate it to me.
I've taken a Fedora system for demonstrating this. Fedora is also an RHEL family. So you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first step is to so it has got a uh, root user password. I can show whether the root user password is working or not. So root user password is working. Currently, I'm in the root.
So
Okay.
now you
So first,
are a non-root user, right? So you're trying to recover the root credentials,
okay.
correct?
So
Mm.
assuming that I have forgotten the root password, or if I've changed the root password, or somebody has hacked my system, that's a uh, probable scenario. So if our system is in internet, the hackers will get into our system, and then they'll first
Mm.
thing they do is to hijack the whole thing by getting into the root, and then they change the password. So in such scenarios, if we get into such scenarios, that's the first thing which we need to do is to reset the root password. So because to secure our system, root password, what we need to change it. So the way to do it is first is reboot or power off, power on and power off. Okay, so in this case, I'm doing the reboot. Restart the system. The menu appears. Select the boot entry for the system, but do not press enter yet. Press E. Okay. So that's a step we need to do now.
So you are rebooting the system still?
Yes. I forgot to, I missed the boot prompt.
Mm.
Yeah, so this is the boot prompt. So first, once we get into this thing, we may have to press E, press enter
Let
to
us.
boot the selected tools.
This is rescue mode.
Again, it got into this thing. Give me a minute. So restart. Sorry, again I missed it. Okay, so I'm pressing E. So currently it is in the boot menu. So in this boot menu, so this is the command which will load the Linux into the system. So in this command, we'll have to enter, come to the last line, last end of the line, end of the line, and come to the end of the line and then say init is equal to bin bash. Init is equal to bin bash. So that's what we are equal to slash bin slash bash. After we have modified the boot parameters, now Control X to boot with the new configuration. Yeah, so now it is booting and it has successfully booted up and given the shell prompt, but the file system is not there. If you see here, okay, file system is also present, everything is present. So we can go ahead and change the password. Passwd root, that's a command to change the password. And I'm giving password change. I successfully changed it. Password fails the directory check. Okay, let me do it once again. we can remount the file system. There is a read write error. I'm going to do that. Mount minus o, mount minus o, remount, comma rw in read write form file system. So remount. Currently I've remounted it just to make sure whatever password that I'm entering is writing into the file. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it now. Passwd. Password updated successfully. Okay, now I have updated the password successfully. Now the step, reboot the system after success.
So what is that mount, remount, rewrite? Mount the root file, assign read write mount. So you have to mount this one before you.
Mount the root file system. So it was actually remounting the root file system. The root file system is the one that was showing under the root directory. So I am remounting it in the read write mode. So that whatever information that I'm writing is setting inside the file system. So the root password is also going to go and get written into the some file in the file system. So that's the reason I'm giving that command.
Okay. So after reboot, you need to make any changes for this remounting? No. Normally, no.
Sorry.
After rebooting now, the password should be reset, correct? So now for this remounting read write directory, so you have to make any changes? No.
Sorry, I didn't get what your question is.
Okay, so now you have remounted now, right? Mount minus
yeah, I have
remount
remounted.
read write.
Yeah, I have remounted it and I have changed my root password, and I'm
Okay.
now I am going to reboot the system. To reboot the system, the command is exec sbin init.
Okay. After reboot, you need to
So
do anything for this remount? No.
no, nothing. So it's
Okay.
nothing to be done. So it's currently rebooting. So it's going to come up with the full-fledged mode, and I can log in with the root user password.
Is there any difference between Fedora and any other Linux family servers to follow this process?
Same, no change. Ubuntu also same, because boot level Linux is not having any changes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Linux is after the boot. So sorry, the distribution. So bootloader and Linux kernel is what we are dealing with right now. So on top of it only we are having the distribution, whether it is Ubuntu or Fedora or whatever. So differences will come beyond the Linux kernel.
It's okay. It's okay. I got it.
Yeah. Okay, so system has come up now, so it is successful.
If possible, you think we can finish in next 10-15 minutes, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, because I might have to go. So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll finish before the film.
Yes. Yeah. So it is successfully resetted now.
Okay.
So troubleshooting networking issues. Mostly this you might be knowing all of this. You can let me know in case if you need more details.
Dig, only show us dig. What is this dig? IP config, config, next thing. Dig. What is dig, please?
Yeah. So if config, netstat, ping, dig is for DNS resolution.
Yeah, we have any specific commands for this netstat, especially
Yeah.
of this bit. Mainly netstat. We have this.
Yeah, netstat. So if config, you know, right?
Yes.
If config -a, we can use the if config for statistics also.
Okay,
So
that is okay. So if you can show us, please, this one, dig, and next step. But in your presentation, you have kind of commands there.
For example, one second. I hope you are seeing my screen.
Yes.
0s10. So if you see here, ifconfig command. Normally we use this ifconfig only for this IP interface and netmask and broadcast and things like that. But last 4 lines you get the statistics. So it will have the receive packets, transmit packets. Suppose if some things are not working fine. So first thing which we can see here is to see whether the packet counter is getting incremented to see if there is anything or if there is a error here. If there is a transmit error or receive error, so we can see, we can monitor this using this ifconfig command. That will be of good help. And ping command, Google, we can see. So if we want to stop with two things, we can give -c and 2. So this will not stop only with the 2 request. So that's about the ping. DAG actually is a Google, daggoogle.com is actually uh, doing the NS lookup kind of thing. So it's a domain name resolution for DAG is a command which will do the domain name resolution for a specific domain.
Okay.
Okay, so
Let's start.
TCP dump, you know, right? TCP dump.
Yeah, I know the point.
So -I e0 TCP source port. Can
yes.
yeah. Okay, coming to netstat. Netstat is a monitoring tool to monitor the network connections over the network. Monitors the incoming and outgoing connections, routing tables, port listening, and things like that. Suppose this command, I'll show you this command. Display the listening TCP UDP ports. You can give netstat -TULN. So if you see here, netstat -TULN. So this is going to give me the list of, suppose if you want to know if there's some port is in listening state or not. So you can use this command to see if that is port is in listening state. So this is these are the ports that are currently listening in this system. So T is for TCP port, U for UDP port, L for listening, and N for numerical form. So if you see, if you want to see only the TCP, you can say netstat -TLN. This is showing only the TCP.
Okay, clear.
Yeah. Okay, so Nmap is another utility which we can use to see for scanning a specific domain, specific network. So if you're seeing Nmap 172.15, I think it's not here. Yeah, so Nmap is an utility which we can install. Which will tell whether a specific thing is so 170.15.0.star. So it's going to do a complete scan of all the PCs connected in this network, and it's going to say complete. It's going to give me a complete report, like what are the ports that are open, things like this. An useful command.
So it's an additional utility we need to install.
Yeah. So it's a small utility. It's a useful utility. Okay, so that's about Nmap. Next one is the logs. Mostly you might be knowing this. Logs are present in /var/logs. Under that location, generic logs are present under messages.
Okay, this is okay.
Logs. So
we have something for the memory to monitor or to troubleshoot about the memory. Maybe it's reaching 90%, 80%, the server or the node.
So
only
this this, and we can use script to alert us if there is a memory.
So what is available now? The 66 gig.
Yeah, so available now is 19G in this case. It's a root is what we have to see. 19G is available in this case.
So we're here in free mode. So you have total use free.
Yeah, so this is the free.